So for 22 years now, we ask the same questions. There's 7 questions, and they span the spectrum of issues that will start with the Dow Jones average. Predict the Dow Jones in 2 years. The second question is Illinois unemployment rate. Where do you think unemployment will be in 2 years? And there's 5 more questions, such as price per door for apartments or rents, or condo sales. And the idea is that the small groups of 8 to 9 people, led by a moderator, will have a discussion for each of these 7 questions. Where will the market be in 2 years' time? The answers, and it's up to the moderator to achieve a consensus answer. The answers really don't mean anything. We report the answers, we track the answers, but the purpose of the event is have a discussion. And if a good moderator, I'm sure Greg was outstanding because he was born for stuff like this. A good moderator, I tell them, you don't have to research the Dow Jones to do this. Encourage your people at your table to talk about it, and we go to some effort to make sure that the tables reflect across a diversity of levels of expertise. We want to make sure there's housing providers at each table, lenders, brokers, other forms of architects, whatever, property tax lawyers. Let's have a diversity of expertise and attack these questions with the idea being, let's have some good discussion. Let's network, let's meet, let's laugh, let's oppose each other, and have an hour-long discussion.
But what a great job Doug Ember did on giving us the Rogers Park information.
Yeah, that was a great way to finish the
meeting. He really is an expert, and that's one of the great things I love about it is I get goosebumps in a lot of the meetings because the people I'm discussing things with, I know I'm talking to someone who's really earned the place to give me the advice he's given me. You know, after like when I was talking with Michael Daniels the other day, and he's giving me, in 1980s, here's what we did. In the 90s, here's how I cross-collateralize my buildings. Here's why I can pay that when the other person can't. And you understand things on such a different level. Just with Doug being able to express, that Essex has been doing it for 32 years, and their accomplishments and the way they can put the numbers together. It's really a wonderful thing to rub elbows with everyone.
Well, that's great. One of the hallmarks of the Rogers Park Builders Group and perhaps a couple of the other neighborhood groups, there are no egos brought into the room. Really, I've rarely seen people claiming their turf or being jealous of somebody else. Doug Ember spoke this year. Well, there was no problem from our friends at Intera Realty or
Kaiser,
it's just and they know in time if they participate and pay their dues, they'll have their chance, and so there's really none of that. And the most exciting thing now, because the Rogers Park Builders Group's now been around 32 years, we have a lot of the original members still there. But what's exciting is to see a crop of new young people come, and they can go to this event and have the same voice, and their ideas are offer the same level of respect and credence as the old experienced guys like Beatty.
It's almost like when someone's picking who's going to win the 16 football games, and a person who's never even watched football wins it.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens with the trends too.
Right.
But I thought it was great when we were talking about the Dow Jones, and we were right about where, and then you had that gentleman step up to give us the advice on finances, and he said exactly it would be up 9% a year.
Yeah.
It's going to be 56,000, and we were saying, well, we're going to go 60, but it's probably going to be about 56. Yeah. So everybody in our group just started laughing once he started talking. That was great.
So at the end of the meeting, we have some fun, and we have collected all the data from 2 years ago and the moderators of those 8 to 10 tables. So we have some fun, and we look at the results that their tables came up with, and we give an award to that moderator from 2 years ago who came closest. And we have a whole award that we give out. We have a list of the 21 past winners, and so it's a little bragging rights.
It's fun. And also, as an advocacy group, I feel like a lot more than one head is better. So when you have 25 to 50 to 100 people that all are trying to push progress in the right direction, you know, and I say progress is to have smart laws that make sense.
Right.
And we're housing providers, we want to make sure that people have a good experience with us, but also so many of the laws are just written so awkward against the housing provider that I think it is important they have forums like ours to be able to get out there to the public so that they can understand what's really happening. And I appreciate that you do that, Michael.
Well, thank you.